What if you could take a sun-scorched, arid landscape and, with the right tech and the right crops, turn it into a modern, profitable agricultural hub? Well, today, we're digging into a fascinating blueprint that aims to do just that. It's called the Las Bella Agritech Citadel, a plan to basically make the desert bloom.
Okay, so before we can really appreciate just how clever this solution is, we've got to get a handle on the sheer scale of the problem it's designed to solve. Because believe me, this project wasn't born in a vacuum. It's a direct answer to a multi-billion-dollar crisis.
And it all kicks off with this number, $4 billion. I mean, that's a staggering figure, and it points to a massive vulnerability in a nation's economy. So, what's it for? That's it. That's the yearly bill for importing something as basic as cooking oil. We're not talking about a luxury item here. This is a staple in every kitchen. And that huge cost really shines a spotlight on a critical dependency on other countries for an essential food.
And honestly, that $4 billion import bill, it's really just the tip of the iceberg. It's all part of this chain reaction of problems. You've got the huge cost of food imports. You've got millions of hectares of land that's perfect for growing things like olives, just sitting there, unused. And this is all happening in a region that's facing extreme water shortages. Oh, and to top it all off, for the crops they do grow, like citrus, up to a third of it just gets lost because of old, inefficient systems.
So how in the world do you solve a tangled mess of economic, farming, and environmental problems all at once? Well, you come up with an equally interconnected solution, an elegant, modern answer that's designed to tackle all of it.
And here it is, the Las Bella Agritech Citadel, or LAC for short. Now this is not just another farm. The whole idea is to create a 50-acre high-tech hub. It combines public land with private investment to build a totally new model for agriculture, one that's smart about the climate, focused on exports, and really built for the future.
And you should know, this isn't some back-of-the-napkin idea. The entire business plan was carefully put together by WaterCon, a consulting firm that literally specializes in climate-smart agriculture. So this whole project is built on a solid foundation of expert design, trying to perfectly blend agricultural science with a sustainable and profitable business model.
And this right here really shows you the night and day difference. On one side, you have the old way of doing things, low crop yields, tons of wasted water, and huge losses after the harvest. But on the other side, you've got the Citadel's model, which is projected to have yields up to 275% higher, while using 60 to 70% less water. The secret sauce is integrating technology and processing everything right there on site to capture all that value that used to just disappear.
So how do they actually pull off such a dramatic change? The strategy is actually pretty straightforward, and it rests on three core pillars: using smart crops, deploying smart tech, and following a smart timeline. First up, the crops. It all starts with picking the right plants for the job. The plan is to use what's called super high-density olives, specifically Arbequina and Koroneiki varieties, which are known for giving a lot of oil. For citrus, it's high-density Kino and Fétrals early. And the genius of this is that these are all high-value crops that actually do really well with less water, which makes them perfect for a dry region like Las Bella.
Pillar number 2 is the technology, and this is where the huge efficiency gains really come from. We're talking about automated drip irrigation that feeds water and fertilizer right to the roots of the plants, solar panels to power the water pumps, which slashes energy costs, and digital sensors in the soil to make sure not a single drop of water goes to waste. It's all about using your resources with, like, surgical precision.
And what's really cool is how this whole system works together. The drip lines save a ton of water, the solar pumps cut energy costs by up to 80%, and the moisture sensors give you the real-time data to manage it all perfectly. Every single piece is designed to make farming possible where it used to be, well, nearly impossible. And get this whole vision isn't some distant dream. It's all mapped out on a pretty aggressive 36-month timeline. The first 6 months are all about setup. The next year and a half are for planting everything and building the processing facilities. And by year 3, the plan is to have the very first harvest, launch the brand, and be totally ready for export. It's a super fast-paced plan to go from breaking ground to selling on global markets.
But the innovation here isn't just happening out in the fields or with the tech. It's also in the business model itself, the very structure that's going to power this entire thing. See, the project is built around something called a Special Purpose Vehicle, or SPV. The easiest way to think about it is like creating a brand new company with just one mission: make the Las Bella Citadel a success. This structure is so important because it lets public and private partners pool their resources together while keeping the project focused, professionally managed, and financially accountable.
And here's what that partnership looks like in practice. A local university, UMS, provides the land, and that counts as 30% of the equity. The other 70% comes from private investors, and they provide the cash for all the infrastructure and the expertise to run the whole operation. It's a really balanced model where everybody brings their most important asset to the table.
So, okay, we've got smart crops, smart tech, and a smart business model. But what does all of that actually add up to? Let's take a look at the projected impact, because the numbers are where this plan really shines.
First up, water. We're talking a projected 60 to 70% reduction in water use. That means saving around 120 million liters of water every single year, compared to old-school farming on that same patch of land. In a place where every drop counts, that's not just an improvement, it's a revolution.
Next up, jobs. The Citadel is expected to create over 250 direct, skilled jobs, everything from running the nursery and managing the orchards to working in the high-tech processing plant. And these aren't just temporary gigs, these are long-term careers for the local community.
And the ripple effect just keeps going. The plan also predicts another 1,000 indirect jobs in things like logistics and marketing. Plus, the Citadel itself will become a training center for over 1,000 local farmers, students, and new entrepreneurs, helping spread this knowledge all over the region.
And finally, the bottom line. Once it's running at full steam, the Citadel is projected to bring in over 400 million rupees in annual revenue. That's turning a piece of dry land into a powerful economic engine for the entire region.
Now, of course, any plan this ambitious has to be grounded in reality, and the business plan does just that by tackling the biggest risks head-on. Worried about water scarcity? That's what the high-efficiency irrigation is for. Concerned that market prices will go up and down? The strategy is to lock in long-term contracts and build a premium brand. And what about cash flow in the early days? Well, the project is designed to generate early revenue by selling plants from the nursery. They've thought it through.
And this really gets to the heart of the entire vision. The Las Bellas Citadel isn't just about those 50 acres. It was designed from day one to be a replicable blueprint, a model that can be picked up and used in other dry regions to kickstart a nationwide agricultural transformation. Which leaves us with the final, really powerful question. As climate change makes water more and more precious all over the world, could this mix of smart crops, smart tech, and smart partnerships be more than just a local success story? Could this desert blueprint actually be the future of farming for all of us in a very thirsty world?